Welcome, coffee enthusiasts, to First Crack Coffee Roasting's YouTube channel. In this series, we're going to be interviewing local craft entrepreneurial businesses right here in Shasta County over a cup of coffee. Get to know them, let you understand what it is they do and how to get a hold of them. So, with that, roll it. Today we have the honor of being able to sit down and learn more about Roland Dillon, the owner of the Flag Shop here in Redding. It's located on Hilltop Drive. If you're from this area, you'd know where that is. Roland, you said that this business has been here for how many years?
This business has been in this location since 1980,
1980.
and we are the fourth owners. Proud to continue a Navy tradition here. First owner was a Navy wife. Second owner was a retired naval officer. The third owner was a seamstress of the first two, and now I'm a Navy veteran myself, so we're proud to continue that tradition.
Mm-hmm. Want to tell us a little bit about your time in that arm of the military?
Yes, I joined the Navy in 1970. I was 2 years out of high school. As viewers are probably aware, that was during the tail end of Vietnam, but they were still drafting. And I had a student deferment for a couple of years, and then I didn't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole other rabbit hole of stories. Yeah. I had a low draft number. They had the draft lottery at those times. My number was not very high. So I decided to be proactive. I was not the kind of guy who would run to Canada to dodge that. So I interviewed with all the services and ended up joining the Navy. I lived in Ohio, was born and raised in Ohio, back in the Midwest. Buckeye boy at heart. But I got to California with the Navy, and I married a California girl and never escaped.
Now, what's really interesting, we didn't plan it this way, but today happened. The day we're filming this happens to be Veterans Day.
Yes.
So not only Flag Shop Veterans Day, Roland's a veteran, but we were here because he's not open on the day that we're filming, and a gentleman walks in because we had the back door unlocked. Gentleman walks in, and he's a veteran, and he's looking for a flag, and purchased, of course. But what was really cool for me, and I'm telling the audience, I wish I had filmed the conversation because apparently this is what happens when people come in to buy a flag. They don't just come in and make a purchase and leave. They come in and have a conversation, yes, oftentimes about their time in the military and or their time that they are in the military. Mm-hmm. And so I was listening to their conversation about where they were stationed, how long, the years, and I was like, dang it, I should have caught that. But yeah, that was awesome to witness that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know I met you really more informally about almost 3 years ago. And maybe 7 months ago is when you and I got to spend a lot more quality time together.
Right.
And, we've been sitting down in mornings and learning about each other. And as you've been sharing more about this shop, I was like, I got to get this guy on video here. Of course, we've got the, flag shop. We got American flags, various sizes up behind me, which I think is awesome. So that the customers can come in and see the dimensions themselves. And then right, based on what they're looking for, this isn't just residential or commercial. Like what's the myriad of businesses that buy flags from you?
Literally the whole scope of flag purchasing, from the little tabletop flags, the little 4x6s that we have in the displays there, mm-hmm, clear up to 30 by 60 feet large presentations, The Lions Club has a big pole here in town, a 120-foot pole, and they fly a 30 by 60 that they get from us. Um, so it's the whole scope
All right.
of flags.
And it's not just American flags. Of course, we're showcasing primarily because we're in America, proud Americans.
Yes.
But you have a myriad of flags. You want to maybe just rattle some of them off?
Literally any flag on the planet. A lot of them are commercially made production flags that we can get literally from any country in the world, internationally. All the state flags, of course. We do primarily here official flags.
So, like before we started the video, I was taking some side video or B-roll and different items you have here in the shop. So it's not just flags, right? I mean, of course, you've got the poles and you've got the how to anchor them. Massive telescoping poles. These things, some of these things are huge. But then you also have license plate frames. You've got stickers. You got like these round flags that like fly in the wind. What are those called?
Windsocks.
Windsocks. Okay, of various kinds, not just like national flags.
Yeah, not just a blank windsock that you would expect to see at an airport runway, for instance, but the windsocks that we have are a U.S. flag with a star field and red and white streamers. We make windsocks locally for all the military branches.
Okay.
And we take a small flag and make the tube a small military flag, and then appropriate streamers for the colors of the particular branch, whether that's Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, or what have you.
Nice variety.
Yeah.
And you have also these. They're like metal. They may be metal plastic. I honestly didn't look too closely, but they're like placards that would go maybe on the back of a car. So instead of a sticker,
it's actually an emblem that is made to look like and made of the same materials as the regular trim on your automobile, on your car. Whether you've got a chrome trim piece or what have you, these emblems are the same. So it's I like to think of it as an upgraded bumper sticker, because it allows you to represent your country or your state or your military branch with something other than a bumper sticker, a nice looking emblem that, unless you look closely, appears to be original equipment from the manufacturer.
Now, I'd heard on the flags there can be one-sided flag, but there's something about, like, using the California flag as an example, because there's text on it. You can have it two-sided, so that you're not seeing on the opposite side text in reverse.
Yes, and an ideal one to look at is this flag that probably everybody's familiar with, the POW/MIA flag.
Yeah.
Particularly on today, the Veterans Day, you'll see this one out everywhere. The post office flies this all the time, 365. It'll be out in front of their facilities. But on this side, you can read the text, POW/MIA. And
on the reverse side?
On the reverse side, you see it's a mirror image.
Okay.
Now, we do make some double-sided flags. They have some very specific application. We make double-sided flags for the rodeo. At the rodeo, the rodeo ladies parade the flags out between events at 25 or 30 miles per hour to full gallop.
It's fascinating to watch that. If you haven't been to a rodeo, you have to experience it.
Yep. But they parade the sponsor flags. So the sponsors want folk to know who they are. Obviously, that's part of why they sponsor the rodeo.
Yeah.
But there are seats all the way around this rodeo facility. So you have customers on the left and customers on the right, or viewers. And when they ride that flag through there, it's readable from both sides.
It serves a purpose.
It does serve a
Yeah.
purpose. It's expensive because the only way you can have a double-sided flag is to take two flags and sew them back to back.
But you were sharing you have a bigger dream, expanding possibly. You want to talk about that?
I would like to expand this to become a God and Country store where we would offer perhaps some Christian books, Bibles, things in that category as well. And in thinking about the conversations that we have regularly, like with the fellow you just described, it's a great place for a coffee shop. So
I didn't plan that, by the way.
God and Country and Coffee comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think Redding, where this shop is located and we're both from, is an ideal location for what you're describing. Even though I've never stepped into that kind of an environment of a, God and Country flags, Bibles, sit down, have conversation. I could see that, right? Just the experience of the gentleman that walked in and the conversation, I could see not just local residents, believers in Jesus Christ, but then also veterans, military coming in and having conversations over their time, over their memories, sharing stories.
Yep.
I know that happens in other places, but I think this would be ideal. So we're going to put contact information down in the details. There'll be links to like social media that for Rollin and the flag shop and ways to contact him directly. You feel free to put comments down there, and I'll answer them as best as I can. If I can't, I'll make sure that the question gets over to Rollin and we get that taken care of for you. All right, so everybody, thank you so much for listening, and you have a wonderful day.